Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of In Studio Yap with me, Nicole. And so let's say we covered my vacation, right? We covered the anniversary show, and I told you some fun stories about Luke Bryan and the Eagles. And we talked about George Bird, right? And how he's a Cowboys fan, and now like he says John all the time and go Birds. But I really want to talk to you about, because I feel like we need to discuss, like, what is the deal with Riley Green and Megan Moroney? And now, like, I always joke that I live inside the internet, right? When people are like, did you see it? Like, I'm that friend that, like, people are like, did you see it? It's like, yes, that is literally, I don't know, 2 days old. You know what I mean? Like, I probably see something within the first hour. Like, I'm that it's called chronically online. Like, I am that chronically online that it's really hard to tell me something or show me something that I haven't seen before. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess for work, it's a good thing. But, you know, I also read a lot. So, like, that's good, right? Okay. So, you know, I do want to learn Spanish, and my nail lady, shout out to Joanne. She always tries to help me, and she's like, you're a lost cause. I know. So I probably should spend more time, you know, on Duolingo trying to learn Spanish than actually, you know, being online. But okay. So let's break it down. So there's been rumors it's been since last summer, right? Because remember when they were spotted in St. Bart's? Remember, or I guess that wasn't last summer. I guess it was the beginning of the year. It was like right after, why can't I talk? New Year's. Okay. So it was like right around New Year's where, again, like, I appreciate how intense the fans are, because the fans literally match the backgrounds of their Instagram stories. So like Riley posted he was eating breakfast, and then Megan posted something, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're together, right? And then it was like a friend posted they were on a boat. So it's like Megan and Riley aren't necessarily posting anything, but like their friends or families are, and then everybody kind of gets like swept up in it, right? And the fans really know what's going on. And, you know, and like the Swifties really try to dissect Taylor, and they really try to say like, this is what's going on and everything's calculated. And I'm telling you right now, famous people, like, I understand that Taylor Swift is the most famous person in the world, but like a lot of times she's like seeing what the fans say, and then she'll be like, oh, not a bad idea. Let me go with that, right? So I just feel that like Riley and Megan probably like didn't even realize it, like when it first kind of happened. All right, so St. Bart's, which is very bougie, right? It's a rich and famous people go there. It's like amazing shopping. In fact, I was in Anguilla, and St. Bart's isn't that far from Anguilla. And they said like a lot, if you want to like go shopping or go to like super, super fancy restaurants and stuff. And I was like, I'm not that rich. I'm on the radio, but I don't make Ryan Seacrest radio money. Okay. So they had said that like they're not together. And I guess like she even said like, you can hang out and not be together. And I think it's important to mention that like they are single, and hang out can be like a very loose term. You know what I mean? So like they could be hanging out and smooching, you know what I mean? But like, cause hanging out doesn't necessarily just mean like we're driving on the boat, like having some Coronas, you know what I mean? Like hanging out could be like we're canoodling when we're in the same place, but we have very busy schedules. So like, we're not going to put a label on it. So anyway, and then it was like, the dog, remember like her friend had like his dog in it. So there was just a lot of coincidences. And then over like the last couple weeks, it seemed to ramp up, right? So there was the video of them spotted in the Nashville airport where like they have the hood on and the hat and everything. And it's hard for me because like they're pretty famous at this point, especially him. And I don't know, I guess we should talk about the fact that Riley has been in the business a long time. He's almost 40. He's been in the business for a minute. So like he might not realize, in fact, he even said, I'm going to move this way because that's annoying. My head's in that. Okay. So he even said at some point that when he shaved his mustache, he's like, I didn't realize that shaving my mustache would go viral and be this like big story. So part of me thinks because he's been grinding for a while that he doesn't even realize how famous he is. Even though he's leaning in to his heartthrob status, like the Worst Way video, it's very sexy and he's leaning into it, which he should, right? Because in country music, there has not been a heartthrob in a long time. Like Morgan, like people like Morgan, but I don't even think Morgan's like a heartthrob. Like I think he's like a bad boy. And I think girls kind of maybe want to make out with Morgan and guys kind of want to hang out with him. But Riley is different where he's like hot, right? He's like the typical, like, he's a heartthrob, right? And so he's kind of leaning into it. And so I don't know, because I thought it was weird, like, why were they, unless something happened to their flight, right? So there's a good possibility that, like, they had to walk to another terminal. There wasn't a golf cart to take them or something like that. And they just kind of didn't realize that somebody would film them. And yeah, and then they were obviously spotted in his hometown in the convertible. But again, it was from the back. So it's like, and the sad thing is like with AI now, like you kind of don't know like what's real and what's not, which is like really kind of scary. And so you're kind of like, all right, is it real or is it not? And then there was the TikTok that went viral where a girl had, it was like Hoochie Daddy, and it was a shirtless Riley Green, and Megan Moroney commented on it, was like, need the shirt. And I was like, is she confirming? Is she confirming that, like, because why would you, like, I think that Megan is probably more chronically online than Riley is. So, because she's younger, right? She's like 8 years younger than him. So I think that she probably knows what's been being said more than he does. So the fact that she said that, I'm like, yeah, like I think, and I don't want to say that it's like a hard launch, because it would be kind of funny if like that's how she's hard launching the relationship. But I do think it's interesting because on TikTok, so Riley and Riley and Ella Langley have been performing together, right? Because obviously they have the song Look Like You Love Me, and they perform together a couple places, and like TikTok is like, it is obvious that this woman does not like him. Like TikTok body language experts, they're saying, even from the ACMs, remember they won for Song of the Year at the ACMs, and like she does look cold to him. Like I kind of could see it. Like I think something happened. I don't think they dated, but I think that there was something there. And I don't know if he just like kind of stopped talking to her, or like she wanted more and he didn't, or maybe he did something. Maybe like there was conversations to be had. And because I've met both of them a few times, and I want to be a girl's girl. So I want to be like, if Ella is pissed off, she has a reason to be pissed off. She has a reason to be pissed off. And she does seem like the girl. Now remember, she's also, I think she's only like 22 or 23. So she's younger than Megan. And I think she seems like a girl's girl. So I don't think she's going to be blaming Megan. I really don't. Like, I think she's like, yeah, whatever Riley did. And who knows? Who knows if it's all, remember Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born? Like everybody thought that they were a couple. And maybe something did happen, but like I do think, do you remember the show on E called The Arrangement? So there was a television show on E called The Arrangement, and it was about this super, super famous actor who met this kind of like up and coming actress and had her sign a contract. And it showed you how everything was kind of fabricated in a way where like the relationship was real, but a lot of stuff that they did was kind of fabricated. And so I don't necessarily think that Riley Green and Megan Moroney and Ella Langley are sitting down with like PR people, and I don't think they're that famous enough, but I do think that they're like, if we have this hit song, let's just play it up, right? Let's just like play up and see what happens. But I mean, Riley's really hot and Ella is gorgeous, and so is Megan, and it's like they're all young and they're hot and they're really successful. They're all having these incredible years. Like, why wouldn't, like, it's human nature, right? Like, I don't think it's anybody's fault unless it's Riley's fault and like he was playing both of them, because then I would be pissed. Because it's like he's almost 40, so it's like, get it together, Riley. I would love if he and Megan Moroney were a legit couple and like walk the red carpet and post each other on their socials. Like, we have not had a real celebrity couple in the entertainment in country in a long time. And even like think about obviously like Taylor and Travis, right? But like just like young, hot, cool. I mean, Tim and Faith are the standard. Obviously we had Carly Pearce and Michael Ray and like, you know, that, but it would be really great to have like young and fun and like he had a number one song, she had a number one song. And even if it was Ella, like I would totally love that too. I just need him to behave and act like a gentleman. You know what I mean? But if he doesn't, Ella and Megan are beautiful songwriters and genius. And I feel like if he acts up, they'll tell us in a song. So anyway, just thought we'd chit chat about that because it's like a super hot topic and it's fun. It's fun. And at the end of the day, they're rich and successful and they're all going to be fine and beautiful. So we wish them well. Thanks for the app.